You're watching Amateur Attempts, the show where I take recipes on YouTube and try to recreate them as an amateur in the kitchen. Today, we're working on Babish's carbonara, the traditional version, mind you. 𝘈𝘵𝘵𝘦𝘮𝘱𝘵𝘴 So first things first, we gotta grate some cheese, and we have 4 ounces of cheese going into this. It's gonna be half pecorino and half Parmesan. So the pecorino is really sharp. And the Parmesan is a little bit more nutty and creamy to kind of like balance it out. The 1-to-1 ratio will have like a nice balanced sauce. So without further ado, slice into it. Got the cheese open. We're gonna grate it right now. We gotta weigh this out. So we got it on the scale. We're gonna tear the scale, get it into ounces. I feel like this is gonna make a mess. So I'll come back to the scale and I'll try to like get the cheese in here first. Oh no, it's so crumbly. It's breaking apart in real time and it's going everywhere, which is not ideal because if you know anything about pecorino, it's like very expensive actually. So I'm not really looking to waste it like that. Am I getting plastic shavings in here? That's not what you want to hear your chef say. You don't want to, be like, oh, plastic, yum. This cheese is so sharp. Anyways, I think we're almost there. We need like 0.2 more. That might honestly be on the board. I could just use that, but all right, we're there. 2 ounces. We need 2 ounces of the Parmesan next. Let's see where we're at. 3 ounces, 1 more to go, and we're there. We're so close. I can taste it. And 4.0. We're there. Cheese has been grated. Now I'm gonna get all this excess off the board and hopefully into the container. And we just gotta crack some eggs. You know what they say, you gotta crack a few eggs to make carbonara. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Get the eggs going in the bowl, and then we're gonna mix the cheese into the eggs. All right, I kinda got that egg everywhere. Can you see the egg? 1 egg yolk. So 4 eggs total, 1 egg yolk, and 3 regular eggs. Wow, I'm like not doing a great job with this. I should do this over here. This is fine. We're kind of losing it a little bit, but for the most part, I have it. It's working out. That was like 90% of the egg yolk, so it's fine. It's really fine. So we're gonna give the eggs a light beating, just like you do your wife, and then we're gonna add the cheese to it. That was a joke, by the way, don't do that. Full disclosure, a joke. Don't you dare touch her. All right, yeah, so some of this is grated a little bit too coarsely, so I don't know if it's gonna be as melty as it needs to be, but it's amateur in the kitchen, it's fine, we'll get it going. So this, I'm not gonna lie to you, this already looks like scrambled eggs. And that's like my greatest fear, is like I don't wanna scramble it. But it's looking yummy. I mean, it smells good, if nothing else. We're gonna add some black pepper to it now, just for the flavor, just for the, that like little touch of something extra. That freshness, that bite. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know anything, man. I'm just trying to make some pasta. The recipe doesn't call for like a specific amount of black pepper, so I'm just gonna grind until my arms give out. All right, the egg slurry has been created. We got the eggs, the cheese, the black pepper, all incorporated with each other. Now the only thing that's left is to get the pork jowl in the pan, get that rendered down, and make the pasta. All right, so we have the egg mixture right here. We got the pasta water going in the background. We're about to add the pasta, but first, we're gonna cut the jowl into 1/2-inch lardons. And by the way, the pasta water is, what did Babish say? Like, agua del mare, I don't know. It's like salty, it's like seawater, okay? Yeah, the jowl is uncomfortably warm. It's been sitting out for a while, but hopefully it's fine. 0.75 of an ounce, so it's a little bit more than 1/2 pound than the recipe calls for. But whatever, we're making do. We're just gonna add all of it for the sake of like not having any left over. I really don't know what I would do with pork jowl, nor do I really know what this tastes like. So I think the recipe will get all of it. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting texture right off the bat. So we got the pork jowl right here. It's definitely on the thicker side, just like you. But it's not that thick. It's not dummy thick. It's very meaty. I don't know, like, I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. Wow. This is harder to cut than I imagined it would be. So it's actually not as easy to cut as I thought it would be. I guess there's more connective tissue or something. Maybe my knife just isn't as sharp as it should be. Look out for that video in the future. We're gonna go back to Corin, where I got this knife, Corin NYC, and we're gonna get it sharpened because I have a free voucher to get that done. All right, we got the pork gel cut into 1/2-inch lardons. We're gonna throw it on the stove with medium heat. We're gonna get that going for like a little bit. I don't know, not too long. We don't want it like charred and crispy. We just wanna like render a lot of the fat out so that we can mix that with the egg and cheese. We're making a bacon, egg, and cheese, but it's like pasta. That's my takeaway from all of this. Italians, please do not come for me. And so yeah, we're gonna just add this straight to the pan. Okay, so the guanciale has rendered down sufficiently after 20 minutes. If I knew it was gonna take 20 minutes, I would have gotten that going first. But I've just been sitting here the whole time. Still, we're gonna get the pasta into the water now. We're gonna cook the pasta. We're gonna turn off the burner that has the guanciale and let that just like coast on residual heat because it's mostly done. And once the pasta is cooked, we're gonna incorporate the pasta into the guanciale and then get the egg mixture in there. So I'm just agitating the pasta right now. Yeah, the guanciale is like pretty much done. It's got like a nice char. It's not even charred, it's not blackened. I mean, I guess the fond on the bottom is, but guanciale for the most part is just like rendered and crispy. So the package says let this go for 9 minutes. So we're gonna give it like 7.5 minutes to get it at like an al dente texture, maybe even like 8 minutes. It's gonna keep cooking in the residual heat once we transfer it to the other pan. So I'm not too worried about it being too stiff. I'm usually never worried about it being too stiff. And once we have it in the pan, then we're just gonna drop the eggs in and hopefully we're gonna have carbonara. Okay, it's still pretty toothsome. It's not quite there. I'd give it like 1 more minute. But here, you should be like a second opinion. Try it. It didn't stick. It didn't stick. He said throw it at the wall, see if it sticks. It didn't stick. That's how you know it's not done. It's like, it's not ready yet. All right, further correction, editor's note found out that he actually advised against throwing it against the wall to see if it sticks. So either way, it didn't stick, so it's not ready yet. Not quite there. Not quite there. 4D chess, they calculated that you wanted it al dente, and they're like 9 minutes for al dente. But they didn't specify that. This is a nice brand of pasta. They don't have to. They know that al dente is the superior form of cooking pasta. So they already calculated for me. All right, get in here. Pasta's in there. All right, so you just saw me transfer the pasta over to the main pan. Now we're gonna get the egg mixture, slowly incorporate it. Get this like carbonara and the fats and all that. We're gonna try to deglaze the bottom in real time, which is kind of working. So we only have like the residual heat to cook the eggs, which is fine because we don't want to scramble them. That's like my greatest fear, as I mentioned already. But we also want to like emulsify the cheese and make sure like it gets all incorporated in there. We want to like keep stirring. Gotta move fast for this one. And if it looks thick, I promise it's not too thummy thick, but I feel like it's coming together. Like it's looking promising. I'm already getting some creaminess going. I feel like I'm sufficiently deglazing the bottom of the pan, getting all the fond that was caramelized down there. This is happening, man. Amateur attempts. It's going right. I feel like it is. I might need more agitation. He aerates the pasta by tossing it over itself, which seems like an advanced technique to me. I don't know if I could really pull that one off. I feel like if I attempt it, we're gonna have guanciale going everywhere, or pasta going everywhere. But that might be entertainment. That might be good television, as they say in the industry. What industry is that? Don't ask me, I don't know. I just know that they say it. All right, and so it's coming together, looking real creamy, looking real dreamy. What does that sound like? What does that sound like? It sounds like good mac and cheese. So after all that effort, we do have carbonara in front of us, and it does look like a restaurant plating. Like, I don't know, maybe you can make it fancier. You could have like a little, whatever, you could get the plating better, but the point is the dish itself, I think, is restaurant level quality. Why do I say that? Because how could it get any better? We have the guanciale, we have the sauce emulsify, we use nice cheese, we use nice pasta. Everything is good, man. I think for an amateur attempt, I pretty much nailed it. Like, this is exactly what I was going for. All that's left to do is to try it and see how it came out. Got the guanciale a little crispier than we probably should have, but that's because I was impatient and I blasted the heat. But otherwise, it should be pretty good. So after thorough review, I can confirm this is delicious. You have the unctuousness of the aged Parmesan and the sharpness of the pecorino, as well as the sharpness from the brininess of the guanciale. You got the saltiness, you got the richness from the fat, the egg yolks, you got the nice, little bit more than al dente pasta, which is ideal, is what I was going for. Still has like a solid bite, some nice toothsomeness to it. It's not over seasoned, it's not too salty, it's not overbearing. You got the black pepper giving a little bit of freshness out there. I don't know what else is there. That's literally it. That's all you could ask for, especially from an amateur attempt. Okay, this was a good end result. I think we did well, and I don't have much else to say. So thank you all for watching, and thank you to our patrons. Thank you to Eggox, our original patron. I appreciate you as always, as well as our newest patron, Mutant. I also appreciate you. And everyone on the fridge, of course. If you want to get on the fridge or just support the series in general, link is in the pinned comment below.